Are you somebody who is really curious to learn more about emotions and trauma and how they can store in our bodies and what that actually can look like? Maybe for you. If so, stay tuned. That's what we're talking about today. I'm Natasha. I am a counselor and a Reiki master and a life coach, and I am here to help you to heal your body. I'm here to help you function as your optimal self and optimal health using mind, body, and soul work. So let's talk about emotions and trauma and how they store in our bodies today. That's what I want to share with you. So, when it comes to our physical bodies, we are taught about viruses and bacteria, and we hear the flu. And obviously, most recently, we've heard a lot about COVID, and we hear a lot about medicines helping them or vaccinations helping them. And this video is not going there and sharing personal beliefs or anything like that. But what I will say when it comes to our health and disease, we are often taught that medication is what will help us to feel better, right? I mean, that's just a common statement. I mean, that's a common fact. But so often, we can find ourselves not actually feeling the benefits from that medication. Or we are being told, oh, you're fine. You don't need anything. Your body is healthy, but we have symptoms and we can't figure out what's going on with us. Intuitively, we know there's something off, but doctors are telling us they're fine. Or whatever it is. We are kind of taught that we are helpless in that situation because we have always looked to doctors and medicine to heal us, and that we can't actually innately heal ourselves. And I want to also, throw out this disclaimer. I grew up in a family of doctors and nurses. And so I see nothing wrong with medical care. I think we need it. I thank our nurses and our doctors out there, especially giving them, that credit over the last few years. But what I will say is that we don't take the time, and this comes from a counseling viewpoint and also from a Reiki viewpoint, to really look at our emotional well-being and how our emotional lives, present and past, are impacting our physical health. And I didn't do that either until about 2.5 years ago, whenever I was impacted myself by a physical condition. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, kind of out of nowhere. In hindsight, not, but at that time, kind of out of nowhere. And so I really wanted to be able to heal my body naturally. I've always been a little hippie in that regard, if I'm being completely real, but I didn't know where to start until somebody started to direct me kind of towards looking at my energetic body, looking at my chakras and starting to understand that more. And so that's like a whole training that I could go into. But what I want to talk to you about today is I want to give you just a kind of a checklist. If these are you, then emotions and trauma could be what's impacting and stored in your body. It could be stored in your body and impacting your physical, mental, emotional, present day health. Okay. So if you have physical symptoms that can't be explained, doctors are telling you you're completely fine. You know, all your blood work's fine, all of that, but you still have maybe exhaustion, maybe you have gut pain, maybe you have a raspy voice or something like that. Whatever it is, if you have physical symptoms no one can explain, trauma and emotions may be behind that. Okay. If you are taking a medication for a diagnosed, medical condition, but you aren't seeing any changes, the symptoms aren't that you have from that condition aren't changing, then maybe there's an underlying emotional component that is impacting your health. If you have difficulty losing weight, even if you've already changed nutrition and your exercise regimen, but you're still holding on to weight, that is a huge sign. Stress impacts our bodies so much more than we give it credit for. So that could definitely be a sign that your body is being impacted by trauma or emotions. Also, if you can't sleep, if your sleep is dysregulated, if you have digestive issues that, again, maybe no one's telling you, doctors telling you that you don't have anything wrong with you. If you struggle with anxiety symptoms or symptoms of depression, medication isn't working, counseling isn't working, There may be something deeper that's not being explored, that I believe could be stored in your body that could be causing those symptoms. Maybe you're having memory issues. You can't recall stuff like you used to. You can't focus or concentrate. And if you're tense, if you feel like there's a difference between being tense and having anxiety. But if you especially hold tension in your body, in your neck, in your shoulders, in your upper back, in your jaw, I can speak for that. That's me. There are emotional and there could be emotional and or trauma from your past that's storing in your body and impacting you. And so I know that that's a lot. And I know some of you were going, me, 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 me. And if you were that person, I want you to stay tuned for next week as I dive into some things that you can do to help to relieve and release those emotions and trauma that could be stored. But for now, I want to tell you a great place to start when it comes to diving into all of this, and that's with Reiki. So Reiki is an energy healing modality. In Reiki, what I do is I look at your energetic body, what we don't look at or what we're not trained to look at as nurses and doctors and etc. But that's what we do in Reiki. We look at your energetic body. I work to remove any blockages that are in your energy. So if you're familiar with your chakras, we look at them. If you're not, Google it. It's a great thing to start to learn about. But we clear that energy out, and then I educate you after that session on how to maintain that energy flow, because the belief is that if we have stored emotions and trauma in our bodies, they are building up kind of like a volcano until they explode out our physical body. So our insides match our outsides, right? If there's all kinds of stuff stored in here, there's going to be something coming out in our bodies and dis-ease. So in something that's not, a way that's not working or feeling comfortable, or in specific symptoms for you, if you aren't dealing with it, if you aren't releasing it. So Reiki is a great place to start, and it's a great way for me to help you to kind of start to understand yourself and where to go in moving forward on releasing those emotions and trauma. So if you are curious about Reiki, click the link below and you can schedule an appointment. If you have any questions, feel free to respond to this email and I will talk to you. I will gladly answer any questions that you have. So I'll see you next week with more information about trauma and emotions and releasing them. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you soon.